best and brightest local high school teams compete in a tournament of knowledge for a trip to Europe on this year's hottest game show, Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by AT&T, Oracle, the San Mateo Credit Union, Samtrans, and Fisher Investments. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to March Madness. Yes, that basketball thing going on has nothing on us. We have been working with 32 teams, so we have now seeded the top 8. Yes, it is the Elite 8, and we have the first of 4 matches that will determine who will go to our semifinals. In 7 short matches, we will crown a champion for this year's Quiz Kids. Will it be one of these 2 teams? Let's meet the #1 seeded team, the Bentley Phoenixes. And this team ain't too shabby either, the Mission San Jose Warriors. Let's begin our quarterfinals with the collaboration round. Gentlemen, 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 you've been winning and winning, and now it's come down to the 2 of you facing off. You will face off first as a team. I will ask a series of 10-point questions, give your team a few seconds to collaborate, and then I will ask your captain, Hayden or Ryan, to give me the answer you think is correct. If you do that, you'll score the points. If not, the other team will be allowed to collaborate and possibly steal those points away. I'll keep asking questions till the buzzer signals the end of the first round, okay? Good luck to both teams. Bentley, you get the first question. Based in Doha, it claims to be the only politically independent TV station in the Middle East. What is this network whose name means the island and gained popularity due to its airing of statements made by Al-Qaeda leaders following September 11th?
Al Jazeera.
That's right, for 10 points. And now we'll pause as I do my Deborah Carr impression. As a teacher, I've been learning. You'll forgive me if I boast. And I've now become an expert on the subject I like most. Such are the opening lines of what song from The King and I, in which Anna wishes to find out more about her students?
I watched this, darn.
And I was pretty good, right?
Say something, I don't know.
No answer.
No answer? Can you tell me, Bentley?
Getting to know you?
That's right! After the break, I will do my Yul Brynner. Speaking of theater, the highlight of this play is a conversation between the comic-serving man Launce and his dog Crab. What Shakespeare drama, actually comedy, concerns Proteus and Valentine, their mutual love for Sylvia, and the title Italian city?
Two Gentlemen of Verona?
That's right! George Calvert applied for its charter, and his son Cecil received it in 1632 from Britain's King Charles I. Name the U.S. state originally founded as a refuge for Catholics.
Maryland.
Maryland. Maryland is right for 10 points. His method of illuminated printing had each page of a book printed from an engraved plate and then colored by hand. Name this 18th century British poet, best known for his collected poems, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience.
William Blake.
You are right. This is one of my producer's favorite questions. It allegedly has an elder or poetic version that served as a source for the younger or prose version compiled in the 13th century. Name this major literary source of Norse mythology.
Source of Norse mythology. Ragnarok, I don't know.
Ragnarok. I'm sorry, that's not correct. You can steal.
The Book of Odin.
The Eddas. Eddas. My producer is giggling. Okay, next, moving on. 2 broken jaws and a broken nose were among the injuries suffered in a 2006 motorcycle accident by what NFL quarterback who just 5 months before the accident had won his first Super Bowl for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Defer.
Ben Roethlisberger.
That is right, Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, this one actually threw me. I got not the question, but this thing. On January 15th of this year, an interactive digital representation of him was shown in a commercial. The first time such was done for a deceased individual. Who was this American businessman from Valparaiso, Indiana, who as a young boy was obsessed with developing the perfect popcorn?
Oh, what year was it though?
This year. Last year.
Whatever, say year.
Orville Redenbach.
That's right. I couldn't believe he was making a commercial. Let's look at the score. It is 20 for Mission San Jose and 50 for Bentley. We will return in just a minute to meet our teams. Don't go away. The Scouts are back. The Scouts are back. I don't know what city they're from, maybe another state, but I want to welcome Den 4, BAQK0825 to our show. They're from Tampa, Florida, I believe. The reason they came is because they saw our show on some kind of strange satellite, and they called us at 650-637-1936. It was like 4 scouts singing in a barbershop quartet form, and I thank you, gentlemen, for making the trek across the country. So do the people from Bentley thank you, because you like to have scouts as fans, don't you, Hayden?
Sure.
Hayden Grafe Neal. Every spring, Bentley School does this incredible thing, which I guess you call it mini-mesters. They kind of take a break for 2 weeks from their regular studies, and every faculty member gets to offer some specialty class, and you take 2 classes for 2 weeks. One in the morning, one in the afternoon.
Yep.
And it started now. What classes are you taking?
I'm taking, in the mornings, I'm taking 70s movies. In the afternoon, I'm taking pinhole photography.
Now, what is pinhole photography?
Or is you take a box or some similar container, you poke a hole in it, and then the light goes through the hole and shines on the photo paper, and it takes a picture.
I can't help but notice you're covered in black paint. This is from your pinhole photography class?
Yep.
Do you not wash? What is this?
It's spray. It's hard to get off. It's spray paint.
Yeah, and so you're making your own camera. You're going to look through that.
You spray paint it so it absorbs the light and stuff.
Very, very cool. And Joe McKenna, what are you taking?
I'm taking 70s movies with Hayden in the morning and then a class on drugs in the afternoon.
Okay, so what 70s movies are you watching?
We watched Jaws, The Godfather, Heaven Can Wait, and Chinatown.
Good thing you're watching those in the morning and not in the afternoon, and you haven't switched the classes because you never know. All right. And you're learning about drugs and how they can help people?
Right, yeah. For sure.
Wild, wacky private school. Good. Taichi Inaki, what are you taking?
I'm taking archery and Frankenbike.
Okay, so archery.
Yeah.
Frankenbike, are you like building a monster bike or?
Kind of. Okay, so there are 12 kids in the class, and it's kind of like metal shop. So.
Like a metal shop.
Yeah.
Okay, but the ultimate goal is to build a bike.
Supply bicycles from whichever sources, and
I'm going to hurry you along here a little bit. You end up with a bike?
We cut them up, and yeah, we weld them together to make bikes.
Wow, are you going to race them?
Huh? Maybe.
Very cool. Let's give a big hand to your coach, Heather Ludwig. I keep wondering what I would teach if I got to do that. That's very cool. Mission San Jose, Warriors, Ryan Co. You guys don't do anything like that, do you?
No,
I wish we did. You should. Yeah, that's really nice. Now, you were telling me, by the way, I teach musical theater, so you were telling me how much you hate musical theater earlier, except that you saw a musical that you actually liked.
Yes. I saw Jersey Boys at the Korean Theater in San Francisco. I figured it won a Tony, so it had to be good for something.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. I never associated with myself with that type of music, but...
Right, because you said it's old music, so it's kind of worthless.
No, I did not say it was worthless. I said it was old.
Oh,
It depreciates over time.
Right, depreciates. Yeah. I so enjoyed that earlier conversation with you, Ryan, and I wanted to share the gist of it with the audience. You people can make up your minds. But you enjoyed the show?
Yes.
It is. It's a great show, and it's as long as it's here, people should try and get to see it.
Definitely.
Chris Tondiono, you have a love for astronomy.
Yes, I do. Like 2 summers ago, I took a class at a local college on astronomy, and since then I've been really engrossed with keeping up with the news in it.
Yeah.
And just recently, the New Horizons spacecraft on its way to Pluto just passed by Jupiter, and it's been taking pictures of stuff around that region. So.
And you're watching them on the internet?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we happen to be taping on a day of the lunar eclipse, so you told me we're going to miss that completely. So.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We are, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. Johnny Wang. Johnny, this is what it came down to with your conversation. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I got 2 bags of chips for the price of 1.
Outside in our waiting area.
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah, so in front of everybody, Johnny's now going to pay me for that extra bag of chips. Go ahead.
No, I don't have the money. So.
Uh-huh. Don't have the money. So would you like to explain what kind of crime that involves, you know, taking 2 chips for the price of 1?
Grand theft.
I thought it was something more along the line of misdemeanor, but...
Yeah, it is a misdemeanor, but we'll be talking about that after the show. Let's give a big hand to your coach and warden, Cheryl Lindsay. And not only does he judge the questions on Quiz Kids, but he will be passing judgment on Johnny at the end of the show. Our judge, Frank Saboti. Don't go too far. We'll be right back to play the lightning round. Let's play the lightning round. Okay. For the 3rd or 4th time this season, you gentlemen are going to be playing with those buzzers in front of you. I'll ask a 10-point question. The first man to buzz in gets to answer for his team. Give me the right answer, you score 10 points. Give me the wrong answer, the other team will be allowed to collaborate, and if the captain gives me the correct answer, you will have stolen the points from that first team. If you buzz in before I complete the question, you will have to answer with the information you've heard thus far. If you give me the wrong answer, I will complete the question for the other team. Okay? It's 20 to 50, and I wish you both luck. Here's your first question. Its motifs focused on the carefree aristocratic life and romance rather than heroic events. What early 18th century artistic style is a combination of the French rocaille, fourchelle, and the Italian, yes, Johnny?
Monet.
No, I'm sorry. And the Italian Barocco or Baroque?
Rococo. Rococo. Rococo.
Rococo is right. He is considered identical to a certain Welsh hero who appears in parts of the Arthurian romances. Who is this great knight of the... Yes, Ryan?
Don Quixote.
No, I'm sorry. Great knight of the Round Table, often paired with the Green Knight.
Sir Gawain. Sir Gawain.
Sir Gawain?
Sir Gawain is right. Sometimes they are called the first point of Aries and the first point of Libra. What is this astronomical event that occurs twice a year when the sun is directly above the... Yes, Hayden?
The equinox?
That's right. Chris, where were you, Mr. Astronomy? Come on. Englishman Moazzam Beg's 2006 book about his detainment in the War on Terror included his 2 years in solitary confinement. At what you... Yes, Ryan?
Guantanamo.
That is right. Kakab, Gantar, Sayer, and Medjool are among the many species of what fruit that is primarily cultivated in the Middle East and grows on palm trees? Tai Chi.
Dates.
Yes. In physics, what is the term for the amount of fissile material needed for a sustained nuclear... Yes, Chris.
Critical mass.
You're right. Despite the discouragement of his friends, he wound up on the battlefield, almost being captured at Bull Run. Who went into bankruptcy when the government refused to buy many of the 10,000 pictures he snapped of the civil... Yes, Tai Chi.
Daguerre.
No, I'm sorry. Of the Civil War.
Harper.
The great Civil War photographer Matthew Brady. This logical concept holds its truth in statements such as, some basketball players are men, thus some men are... Yes, Ryan?
Contrapositive.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Thus, some men are basketball players. What also names a shoe company based in Malden, Massachusetts that gave Chuck Taylor a job in 1921?
Converse.
Converse?
You're right. In September 21st, 2005, passengers on board its Flight 292 were able to watch on TV as their plane landed at LAX after the landing gear failed. What airline's most recent? Yes, Ryan?
JetBlue.
Yes. Besides Cal Ripken, who is the only other inductee into the 2007 Baseball Hall of Fame for his 8 batting? Yes, Ryan.
Tony Gwynn.
Correct. On April 12, 1961, he traveled on the spacecraft Vostok 1 as its, yes, Chris.
Gagarin.
Yes, there you go. Named after the man from Wales who originally owned it, this island is in both New Jersey and New York. The processing station on what island? Joe.
Ellis Island.
Correct. The American soldiers who survived the winter at Valley Forge became better soldiers because they were trained by what Prussian? Yes, Hayden.
Von Steuben.
You're right. In the story of Cyrano de Bergerac, Cyrano thinks Roxanne will never love him because what part of his? Yes, Hayden.
His nose.
Correct. A South Korean gentleman named Ban Ki-moon is now the UN. Yes, Ryan.
Attorney General.
No, I'm sorry. He's now the UN Secretary General, replacing what native of Ghana who left the post at the end of 2006?
Kofi Annan.
That is right, Kofi Annan. In Fantasia, these animals, dressed as ballerinas, yes, Hayden.
Flamingos.
Nope. Perform a gravity-defying dance. Yes?
What is it?
Alligator.
No.
Well, you're wrong. I'm sorry.
Wait, hippopotamus.
I'm sorry. I have to accept the first answer you gave me. My judge is saying sorry. It is the hippopotamus. This location enjoyed little historical significance until a Portuguese ship accidentally landed there in 1542. The Puccini opera Madame Butterfly is set in what Japanese city that was the target of the second atomic? Yes, Ryan.
Nagasaki.
Correct. The state of having too much mucus in the lungs and the state of too much traffic using the same method of transportation at the same time can both be described by what word?
He's buzzing.
Congestion?
That's right. Now he's buzzing.
That's what it was.
He is often are you buzzing now? Try buzzing. Yeah. He is often nicknamed Ancient Zero, but was increasingly been referred to as the Hibachi. What Washington wizard edged out Vince Carter? Yes, Tai Chi?
Gilbert Arenas.
That is right. It was based on the author's travels with Gustave de Beaumont in 1831 to study the tidal country's prison system. What was this analytical, political, and social tract by Alexis de Tocqueville? Yes, Johnny.
Democracy in America.
You're right. That's the end of the round. Let's look at the score. 90 for Mission San Jose, 160 for Bentley. They have a fairly sizable lead over here, but we have two smart teams and double the points next time. We'll see you in a minute. Let's play the Extreme Lightning Round. Okay, point values are doubled. Someone wins, someone's going home. Let's see if big boys do cry. All the powers of old Europe have entered into a holy alliance to exorcise this specter. Pope and Tsar, Metternich and Guizot, French radicals and German police spies. This line is taken from what work published in 1848 by Marx? Yes, Tai Chi.
Communist Manifesto.
Correct. In The Sign of Four, he meets his future wife, Mary Morstan. As a physician, he served in Afghanistan, barely escaping with his life. Who then returned to England to become the confidant? Yes, Joe.
Watson.
Yes, that's right, Dr. Watson. In his histories, Herodotus described one in Egypt. What is this sort of elaborate structure, one of which was created to house the Minotaur? Yes, Johnny.
Labyrinth.
Correct. The Steven Spielberg movie Munich deals with the death of 9 Israeli athletes at the Summer Olympics in Munich that were held in what year? Yes, Joe.
72.
That's correct. In chemistry, the Lyman, Balmer, and Paschen series of spectral lines are all emitted by what element? Yes, Chris.
Hydrogen.
Correct. What 19th century composer spent time in an insane asylum while Johannes Brahms became good friends with his wife? Yes, Johnny.
Schumann.
Correct. Hewlett-Packard chairman Patricia Dunn lost her job in 2006 after a spy scandal that used what technique? Joe.
Wiretapping?
No, I'm sorry. To persuade... Wait. Okay. The Antarctic species of this crustacean lives up to 300 feet underwater and is typically... Yes, Johnny.
Euphasic krill.
Yes. He was likely blown off course to Greenland and ended up settling a place... Yes, Hayden.
Leif Erikson?
Correct. He is quoted as saying, "Give the lady what she wants." Name this original 19th century owner of a legendary Chicago department store. Yes, Ryan.
Sears.
No, I'm sorry. You can steal.
Roebuck?
Marshall Field. This city, headquarters for Micron Technology, is now larger than Spokane, Washington. Yes, Joe.
Seattle?
No. Name this U.S. city whose state university football team plays on blue artificial turf just a few miles from the Idaho Capitol building.
Sure.
Up to you, Boise.
Boise.
Right. When planted seeds are surrounded by the correct amount of water, sunlight, soil, and temperature, they open up and grow. Yes, Hayden.
Germinate?
Yes, that's right. Baseball legends Alan Trammell, Phil Rizzuto, and Ozzie Smith all played what position? Ryan.
Shortstop.
Correct. The Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg owns several works by Picasso that fit into what school of art? Yes, Hayden.
Impressionism.
No. What school of art that... Yes?
Cubism.
Okay. Give the two-word term for government restrictions on how much a landlord can charge a tenant. Yes, Ryan.
Rent cap, rent ceiling.
No, I'm sorry. You can steal.
Rent ceiling or rent control?
Rent control?
Rent control is it. The cost of a speeding ticket is $64 plus $5 for every mile per hour over the speed limit. How much does a driver pay who was ticketed for going 73 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone? Yeah, Ryan.
171.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal, gentlemen.
$110?
Nope, 179. This rock opera from 1970 was first performed at New York high schools, often in violation of copyright. Yeah, Hayden.
Grease?
Nope. What Broadway musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber includes the songs Pilot's Dream and The Last Supper?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right. That's the end of the game. Let's look at the score. 270, 280. Wow. Bentley's going on to the Final Four. Thank you, everybody. See you next week. Bye-bye.
The following underwriters helped to make this program possible: AT&T, Oracle, the San Mateo Credit Union, Samtrans, and Fisher Investments. Tournament champions will win an all-expense-paid trip to Europe, courtesy of ACIS. Additional support provided by these Bay Area newspapers: the Burlingame Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the Knights Templar, and National Academic Quiz Tournaments.